Pilgrims, and welcome to another episode of the Polygon Pilgrimage. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about Texel density. We've talked a little bit about this in the past, but it's something that I've been getting a lot more into, and it's super important, so we're going to cover it a little bit more, and I'm going to show you a neat tool here in Max that does it for us. So here I've got some assets I'm working on for a client, and we've got these monitors, his phone, his desk, and a couple of pages, folders, files, whatever. It's like a police precinct kind of thing. And so what we need to do is make sure that everything in the world has the same texture quality throughout. You don't want to have pages on here with text that are a different quality than, say, text that appears on the screen or the numbers on the phone, for example. So in order to do that, we need to set our Texel density. So our Texel density for this project is 84. So that's 84 pixels per foot. Because we're going to have some writing and some stuff, we determined that's going to be the best number for this project, and that's what we're going to stick with. So I've already unwrapped the desk here with these 4 drawers that can pull out that you may see there. So as you can see, this desk is roughly 6 or so, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 feet across or so. And you can see we have about 1 of these squares per foot. So that's working out pretty nicely for this. Now, how do I apply that same setup to this page here? And this page is like a file that the police are working on, or it's some information printed out, some kind of a thing printed out. So what we're going to do there is we're going to set the Texel density. It's already been set for the desk, so now we need to set it for the page. Obviously it's incorrect at the moment. We have this background object here that the desk is very large and these are very small as far as our UVs. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to set it. Right now this texture is taking up way too much space. So what we're going to do is come over here in our text tools, and I'm going to say the overall texture for this is going to be a 2048 by 2048. We're going to put basically all of the props on one sheet. So all of the pages, all of the little objects, pens, paper clips, everything, all going to go on one sheet. So it's for a mobile game, so we don't want to load a whole bunch all at once. We just load like 4 things and we're good. But this page needs to be a lot smaller. So instead of scaling it down by hand, how do I make sure it's absolutely mathematically the same size, or a relevant size rather, to everything in the scene? So we're going to use our tool here. I'm going to say 2048, 2048, and down here, pixels per square inch, I'm going to say 840 for, we're working in 10-foot increments for large sections of the level. So it's the same thing as doing 84 and 12, 840 and 120. And now if I look at the tooltip here, is it going to show up? No, it's not showing up on the recording. But there's a tooltip that shows up here that says you right-click to set. So I'm going to right-click to set. That's right, my cat agrees. And now, notice what happened to our page. Our page is now roughly the same size. And you can see here that I could easily see how I could rotate this and set it right into those corners there, and it would perfectly tile with everything else here. So that tells me that this page is now the appropriate size compared to the desk. So if I go back and look at my UVs, you'll notice that this page got really small. So there it is. Yeah, it's really small all the way there. So now I can move it around. Let's see, if I move it around, you'll see everywhere I move it, it's that same size. So I could say, okay, that page is done. Let's put it up in the corner. We'll get some more pages, more objects, and we just keep packing them into the sheet. And as long as we do this trick, not a trick, but this is a procedure, I guess, we'll make sure that every object, this phone, these monitors, everything, is going to end up with the exact same Texel density, and that way we don't lose. Sorry about that, there's a problem there with the recording. So this way everything is all set up, and we have the same Texel density throughout the whole world, and we remain with a consistent quality, and that's what we're really looking for. So I hope you guys understood, and I hope this really makes a lot of sense. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this. I'm going to show you some practical examples. This is a really important thing for this project as well as many others. So I want to share with you guys, and if you have questions about this, if you have an example where you're trying to make it work, let me know. I do have a buddy of mine that I met through Facebook doing art stuff, and he got some great information from some AAA companies. I'm going to be sharing that with you probably next week, and we're going to make sure that we understand this process together so that all of our assets are this consistent quality across the whole project, and everything just looks fantastic. So as always, guys, keep practicing, get better, and I'll see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.